Candace Owens sat at the View table Tuesday morning as a guest co-host, filling in for the vacationing Alyssa Farah Griffin. The producers had thought bringing in the conservative firebrand for a day would create engaging television. What they hadn't anticipated was that Ana Navarro, also guest co-hosting, would be the one forced to leave. The show started with typical hot topics discussions. Candace offered conservative perspectives while the regular hosts pushed back, but everything remained relatively civil. Ana had been quiet, occasionally rolling her eyes at Candace's comments, but not engaging directly. Then they reached a discussion about Republican politics and the future of the party. Sarah Haynes asked Candace about young conservatives and their vision for America. Candace spoke passionately. She said, "Young conservatives are tired of establishment Republicans who lose with dignity. We want fighters. We want winners. We want people who actually conserve something." That's when Ana finally engaged. She leaned forward with obvious disdain. She said, "By fighters, you mean people who abandon all principles for power? Who sell their souls for Trump? That's not conservatism, Candace. That's a cult." Candace turned slowly to face her. She said, "A cult? Ana, you haven't supported a winning Republican since. Actually, have you ever? You're the perpetual loser who calls winners cultists." Ana's face flushed. She said, "I support Republicans with integrity." "You support Republicans who lose," Candace interrupted. "McCain, Romney, Jeb Bush, your endorsement is a death sentence." "Maybe the problem isn't Republicans who win, Ana. Maybe it's Republicans like you who prefer losing." The tension ratcheted up immediately. The other hosts sensed this was different from their usual exchanges. Joy Behar tried to mediate. She said, "Ladies, we're all on the same side here." "No, we're not," Candace said firmly. "Ana and I aren't on the same side of anything. She's a Democrat cosplaying as a Republican for media hits. I'm an actual conservative." Ana stood up, offended. She said, "How dare you question my Republican credentials? I've been a Republican since before you were born." Candace stood too, matching her energy. She said, "And what have you conserved in all that time, Ana? What Republican values have you defended? You've spent decades helping Democrats by attacking every Republican who might actually win. I attack Republicans who betray our values." Ana shouted. "What values?" Candace shot back. "Name one conservative position you hold. Abortion? You're pro-choice. Immigration? You want amnesty. Spending? You support every Democratic program. You're not a Republican, Ana. You're a fraud." The audience gasped at the directness of the attack. Whoopi tried to intervene. She said, "Candace, that's enough." "It's not enough," Candace said. "This woman sits on this show every week attacking real conservatives while pretending to be one. Someone needs to call out the grift." Ana's face was turning red. She said, "I'm a Reagan Republican." "Reagan is dead," Candace exclaimed. "And you've been using his corpse as a shield for 20 years. Reagan actually won elections. You just helped Democrats win by dividing Republicans." She walked around the table, her presence commanding. This is Ana Navarro's game. Claim to be Republican while supporting every Democratic position and politician. Then when real Republicans call her out, she hides behind Reagan's ghost. It's pathetic. Sunny Hostin tried to defend Ana. She said, "Ana has principles. Ana has a paycheck." Candace interrupted. "CNN and MSNBC pay her well to be their pet Republican who hates Republicans. She's not principled. She's profitable." Ana exploded. She said, "At least I don't make money telling white supremacists what they want to hear." The studio went silent. That was the line. Candace's eyes flashed dangerously. She said quietly, "What did you just say?" Ana, realizing she'd gone too far, but unable to back down, doubled down. She said, "You heard me. You're the black face of white supremacy. The minstrel show for racists." Candace moved so fast the cameras barely caught it. She swept Ana's coffee mug off the table, sending it crashing to the floor. "Minstrel show," Candace roared. "You just used slavery imagery against a black woman for being conservative? And you think you're the principled one?" Security immediately rushed the stage as Ana backed away, genuinely frightened. Candace continued advancing. She said, "You want to use racist attacks because you can't win on ideas? You want to call me a minstrel because I don't think like you demand black people think?" Whoopi shouted, "Security! Get Ana out of here for her safety." As security moved to escort Ana away, Candace kept going. "This is who Ana Navarro really is. A fake Republican who uses racist attacks against black conservatives. She'll call me a minstrel, but she's the one performing, dancing for liberal approval, desperate for her next TV contract. Ana tried to respond as security pulled her away. She said, "You're dangerous." "I'm effective," Candace shouted. "That's what scares you. Young conservatives who don't need your permission, who win without your approval, who expose you as the fraud you are." The audience was in complete chaos, some cheering Candace's takedown, others horrified by the confrontation. As Ana was removed from the studio, Candace turned to the remaining hosts. "You all heard her. She called a black woman a minstrel for having different politics. But I bet none of you will condemn it. Because deep down, you agree. You think any black person who doesn't vote Democrat is performing." Joy stammered, "That's not." "It is," Candace cut her off. "Ana just said out loud what you all think. And now she's being protected while I'm treated as the threat. A black woman defending herself against racist attacks is the danger, not the person making them." She addressed the audience directly. "This is what black conservatives face. This is why they want us silent. Because when we speak up, when we defend ourselves, we expose their racism." Ana Navarro just showed you who she really is. Whoopi tried to restore order. She said, "We need to take a commercial." "Take all the commercials you want," Candace said. "It won't change what just happened." A fake Republican used slavery imagery to attack a black conservative, and you're protecting her instead of condemning her. That tells America everything. As the show went to break, Candace sat back down calmly, as if nothing had happened. When they returned, Ana was gone. Whoopi announced she'd been removed for her own safety, but wouldn't address the racist nature of her comments. Candace said simply, "Interesting how her safety matters more than the racist attack she just made. But I'm not surprised. This is the View's version of equality, protecting those who make racist attacks against conservatives." The remaining segments were incredibly awkward, with the hosts trying to continue while avoiding the elephant in the room. Within minutes, #AnaIsRacist was trending. The footage of her calling Candace a minstrel show went viral. Even liberals who disliked Candace were uncomfortable with Ana's language. Candace posted from the studio, "Ana Navarro just called me a minstrel and got escorted out for her safety." When I responded, "This is what happens when fake Republicans can't defend their positions. They resort to racism. I won't apologize for defending myself against racist attacks, no matter who makes them." The backlash against Ana was swift and severe. CNN and MSNBC faced pressure to address her comments. Hispanic conservatives especially rallied behind Candace, furious that Ana had used racist attacks while claiming to represent them. The View released a weak statement about heated exchanges without condemning Ana's specific language, which only made things worse. Conservative media had a field day. The View protects racist who attacks black conservative became the dominant narrative. Even some Democrats admitted Ana had crossed a line. Using slavery imagery to attack any black person's politics was indefensible. At a speaking event that weekend, Candace reflected, "I didn't plan to get Ana Navarro kicked off The View. But when someone calls you a minstrel for your political beliefs, you don't sit quietly. You fight back." She exposed herself as exactly what I said, a fraud who'll use any attack, even racist ones, to maintain her position. The revolution wasn't just in the confrontation. It was in a black conservative refusing to accept racist attacks from a fake Republican. It was in exposing how quickly civility disappears when establishment figures are challenged. It was in proving that sometimes the best defense against racism is an aggressive offense. And Ana Navarro learned that calling Candace Owens a minstrel wasn't just wrong. It was the end of her View career that Claude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses. Research Opus 4 chat controls Opus 4.